So here we have it, a green machine, almost dry now, not quite. Some areas are still a little streaky, but they'll disappear as the paint dries. So that's the green painted all over, and the masking has stayed in place as I hoped it would. Just had a thought while I was painting on the subject of masking. You know, there are a couple of other things to do apart from a post-it note. Blue tack, rolled up thin sausages of blue tack applied to the area that you want to separate is a really good way of masking off an area. There was another hack that I thought of earlier on that will come to me later on, I'm sure. But anyway, here we are. The Spitfire is coming on now. It's all over green, so the next step is going to be to put some brown camouflage pattern on it. I'm going to leave it to dry for a little bit longer. It's only been painted for about 5 or 10 minutes, I suppose, and it really does need to dry off properly to enable me to do the next stage properly. One of the main things about these is patience, I suppose, and actually, if I just put the model down for a minute while I have a little chat with you about another aspect of this model, the overall rule I stick to in this hobby is however it comes out, I'm happy, because the main thing is I've enjoyed it, I've enjoyed doing it, it's my model and I didn't have to do it, and it's a great way of escaping your day-to-day responsibilities as far as I'm concerned, and it's something to immerse yourself in and really enjoy. So the final outcome of the model, it's not that significant. Obviously I take a pride in it and do it as best as I can, and like everything in life you try and improve as you go along. And so what I'm building up to is that on this particular kit, if you look on the back in the painting guide, it says that half of the underside of the wing should be black, which I believe was a sort of camouflage method that was used by the RAF in the early years of these Spitfires. I'm not doing it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I prefer it if the whole of the aircraft underneath is the same colour. But if you want to do it as per the box, then you know you do your own thing, baby. You might think it looks good, but I prefer the aeroplane to be the same colour all over underneath. It's just personal preference. It's my model, and I'm going to do it as I like it. And once this is finished, as per the instructions, I might do another little episode on how you can improve your model actually. Little things like little anomalies with this kit are that, look at the spinner on this one. Now in the instructions in this kit it says to paint it black, but on this one it's white. And can you see those little red sections there by the machine guns, those Browning machine guns? Well, they're in real life, they're sort of flaps of leather that were fitted on over the barrel of the gun as it emerges from the wing. It's kind of flush with the wing, but I think the idea of these flaps of leather was to stop dirt, foreign bodies getting into the gun mechanism, and so there was red leather around the gun outlet. So I shall you could get some red acrylic paint and just paint some red rectangles around those around the ports of those machine guns. So that's another little thing you can do. Otherwise you can put a little bit of wire, an aerial wire, between the tip of the vertical stabilizer there's a little tip where the radio wire would connect to, and it goes all the way along nice and taut to the aerial itself. So that's just another little detail that will make the model more realistic. Any other little bits and pieces that I think of, I'll bring to you later on. Oh, there was another thing as well. Yes, the exhausts weren't usually painted to suit in with the camouflage scheme. They would have been a sort of gunmetal bronze kind of finish, a bit like you know, a hot exhaust on an engine discolours, and certainly the paint that the rest of the plane is painted in wouldn't last very long. So you could paint the exhaust pipes in, maybe you could either use the black perhaps that comes with the starter kit, or if you want to expand the hobby, then nip down the model shop and get some different paints. There are about 200 different colours, I think, that you can buy in the Humble range, and of course there are some other paint manufacturers as well. So enough rabbit from me for now. I'll leave you there and get on with some preparation for the for marking out the camouflage. Okay, bye for now.